friends, welcome to my channel. So in this video we are going to understand what is tuple and why we use tuple and how it is going to use. So let's uh, let's see some difference between list and tuple first. So in list we can, if once we created a list, we can add elements, we can remove elements, and if we want we can insert an element at a specific index. But in tuples, once we have created the reference, that means once we created a tuple, we cannot change the elements of the tuple. That means the elements of the tuple are immutable. So we can say that tuples are immutable. So that is the difference between the list and tuple. There are many difference between list and tuple. We will go through them one by one. So first, let's start with the features of tuple. So tuple is ordered. The first one is ordered. That means if we enter an element at a specific index, then when we print or when we run our program, we will get the same element at the same position as we have entered. That's why this is similar to list. That means the items in a tuple have a fixed order. Next, immutable. We know that list is mutable, but tuples are immutable. So once created, items cannot be changed. We cannot add or remove items. So we will go through it, but first let me explain the features. So the third point is allow duplicates. As the list can list hold or contain multiple values data types as well as the duplicate items. So tuple is also can hold duplicate values and can store multiple data types. That means like int, that is integer, float, that means floating number, str, that means string, list, dictionary, set, boolean, etc. So the point is indexing and slicing supported. As we know that in list, let's go to the list. So we know that in list we use slicing and indexing. That means we were finding elements. I mean, this list program, we are going to find the element present at zero index one, first index minus one minus two, and it is possible in list as well as string. So in the same manner, it is also possible in tuples. So we can find elements present at any specific. We can give command as print my tuple one within square bracket zero, and we can find the element present at zero index. So then, like list tuple can also homogeneous as well as heterogeneous. As you can see that I have created here two tuples. That means first is my homogeneous and the second is my heterogeneous. I will run the program for both the tuples so that we can understand better. So let's understand why we use tuple. So we know. Let me explain that tuple is faster than list because it is immutable. So we are not going to change the elements or enter. That means add, remove. Whereas list is slower than tuple. Or we can say that list occupies more space, but tuples occupies less space than list. We use tuples only when we want data to remain constant. That means we don't need to or we don't want to change any data of our collection. Then only we use tuples. Let's understand this with an example. Let's suppose we are filling an application form of government job. So there we first check the notice, and on this notice we check the time. That means the last date of form fill up and last time. That means at what time we can fill. That means up to which time we can fill the form. Suppose the time is up to 11:59 p.m. Then, if anyone visit the site and try to fill up the form after 11:59 p.m. or after 12 a.m., then we cannot access and we cannot fill the form. So, in this manner, we can say that the site will not accept new items in their collection of names. That means if I am filling the form, that means I am going to fill the form and I fill my form at 11 p.m. So it can easily be accessed and I can fill my form. So then my name will get stored in that collection of names. That means if anyone is applying for or filling the form up to 11:59, their name will be get stored in that collection of names. And after 11:59, nobody can access and cannot fill their form. So I can say, or we can say that they are using. That means the government, the site which we were using to fill the form, is using tuples. That means it is not that there is only one day to fill the form. They give us at least 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, 50, 25 days to fill the form. But in 25 days or 20 days, the students who has already applied or already filled their form, their name gets stored in that tuple, and the person or the student who is willing to apply or fill his form after 11:29, he is not allowed to fill his form because the tuple is closed now. That means the elements of tuple has already chosen. That means we have already entered our items in the tuple. Now we cannot add any element or we can say any student name in that tuple. That's why we cannot access or we cannot fill the form after 11:29. Not only the government site, that means to form a fill up, no, form fill up, we can see it at other uh, places also. So I hope we have already understand why we use tuple and where we use tuples in your daily life. That means if we want, we can use tuples in our daily life also, but only where there we want our data remain constant. One important thing, we can use tuple as key of dictionary because tuples are immutable, so we can use it as a key of dictionary. That means we know that in we will discuss when we will discuss dictionary and set, then it will get clear, more clear, that how we can use tuples as a key for a dictionary. But in this video, I'm just giving a brief about this. So, dictionary and set contains, set contains unique elements, and dictionary contains unique key, and that's why we can use tuple as a key of dictionary so that it cannot be changed further, as it is immutable. So we don't need to change it, and it is it can be used as a dictionary key. Now let's move to the program. So here I have created a homogeneous tuple and here heterogeneous tuple. So first I'm going to discuss about homogeneous. If we discuss homogeneous, it will easy to understand how heterogeneous list can be accessed. So first let's discuss. I have created a reference called my tuple one of type tuple, and the syntax of tuple is parenthesis. So that's why I have given items in parenthesis, and this is my assigning operator. So let me first print my tuple and let's see how the output will come. So we can see the output in the same order that I have created. That's why I have written here order. That means items in a tuple have a fixed order. When we will discuss set and dictionary, then we will not get the output in the same order. That means here we got 2 because 2 is at the 0th index, 9 because 9 has 9 at first index, but in dictionary and set we will get the output in jumble manner. So now let me clear the terminal, and as in list we have already done that we can find any element by its index or by accessing its index. In the same manner, in tuple, we can get the get the element using their index number. So let me first uncomment this line and let me uncomment this. So I commented this line and I'm going to print. So let's see. We got the element percentage 0th index as 2, at first index 9, at second index 8 minus 8, and at third index minus 8, only 8. I have already mentioned here this is my 0th index, this is my 1, this is my 2, 3, 4, and 5. What if I go backward? So it will be my minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and minus 6. When we start from left side, it always starts from 0th index, but when we start backward, that means from right side, it always start from minus 1 index. So now I got my elements present at 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to print. Let me comment this line and uncomment this. So now I'm going to print my elements present at minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. So let me clear the terminal. I have cleared my terminal. Now I'm going to print. So here I can see the elements present at minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. We can check here. This is my minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and minus 6. So in this manner, we can get or we can access the element which is present at my desired, which is present at minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 index. Now let's clear the terminal and let me comment this line. Okay. Now I'm going to explain the slicing part. So here in line number 29, 30, and 31, I'm using slicing. So first I have written here that this is my starting index. I have already mentioned in line number 28 that we give a syntax to find to use slicing like this: print within parentheses my underscore tuple one, then square bracket starting index, column end index, column step value. So let me uncomment this line. Okay, I'm going to uncomment both lines. Okay, now we can see that in line number 29 I didn't mention the step value as it is, as I am going to search or I'm going to slice using slice for positive indexes. So Python automatically, that means Python by default understand that I am giving step value as 1. If I want, I can mention here, but if I didn't mention, then also it will work and there will be no error. So let me run first. Okay, I need to comment this. Okay, now I'm going to run. So we find the output as 9 minus 8, 8, 6. So let me explain. There is 1, column 5. As we have already learned in list that lower bound is inclusive but the upper bound is exclusive. That means it will give me the output up to, that means starting from 1 and it will go up to 4th index because I have mentioned here 5. That's why it will give me the values present at the values up to 6, 4, 4th index. So this is my 9 first index, then minus 8 second index, then 8 third index, then 6 fourth index. What if I mention here the step value? Will it be different something? So let me again run the program. So there is no change. So that means I can I can give step value or cannot. But Python understand that there is only that means there is one step value. But if I want to give or if I want to want the output, that means at step 2, then I need to give here 2 as 2, not here. I need here 2. So now let me run the program. So we can see 9 and 8. So what I get it? I get the first index, that means 9, and at step of 2, that means 1 and 2, I get the value presented third index, that means 8. And after that, this is after 2 steps, that is 1 and 2, 9. But this is the fifth index, and I have already mentioned here that this is my n index, and we know that n index is exclusive. That means it is not going to take the value presented at fifth index. That's why I get just two values, that means two items, 9 and 8, which is present at first index and third index. Here I can use 4. What happens if I use here 5? Let's see. Will it give me error or something else? No, it gives me 9. I choose here 5 as a step value. So it will give me only one first index because at the step of 5, that means I didn't give here more very much elements. That means after 5, I just give here 6 elements. That's why it is not going to give me the fifth one. What if I give here another element? Let me give 7. So again, let me run. Now it's give me 5. This is my sixth index. And up to 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, no, it's not going to give me this value because this is not. And now I'm going to do 5. I hope it will give me the output. Again, it is not giving me. So it will not giving me the up to, I mean, after 5 step because I have mentioned here my n index as 5. Let me increase my end index. So I'm going to give in here 7. Now let's run. Now it will give me 9 and 7. That means 9 is my first index and 7. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after 5 steps, it will give me the next value. That means present at 6th index. This is my 6th index, this is my 7th index. So let me clear the terminal. Okay. Okay, next line, line number 30. Here we had used positive indexing, positive slicing, but here I'm using negative slicing. So let me first I'm commenting and I'm going to delete this. First, I will delete this. Okay. Now will I get my output? So let's run the program. As I have already told that here if I not using or not giving step value, Python by default take it as 1. But when we use negative slicing, Python is not going to take any by default values. So we need to mention here step value. Otherwise, it will give us empty tuple. This is my empty tuple. This is my empty tuple. So it will give me empty tuple if I not mention here the step value. So I'm going to mention my step value as -1. I am going to mention my step value as -1. Now let's run the program. It will give me again here -5 is an index, so it is exclusive, and -1 is the starting point, so it will include. I mean, it is inclusive, so it will start from -1. This is my -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So it will give me the value up to -5. Sorry, up to -4. That means this is my -1, -2, -3, -4. Not more than these values. So which is my negative slicing. I can take here step value as -2. So let's run. Now it's giving me 5 and 9 because I have already mentioned slicing operation step of 2, which select every second element starting from 0th index. But we are working on negative index, so it will go to it will start from -1. But I have mentioned here starting step value is -2. So first it will give me -1, then -3, then -5. But it is not going to give me -5 because I have mentioned here -5 as a an index. What if I mention here 7? Then it will give me, now see, 5, 9, 8. 5 is my -1 index, then 9 is -3, and 8 is -5. If I give a starting index, not -1, then let me give it -2. Then what will happen? Let's run again. So it will give me 7, 6, -8. So 7 is my -2. That means this is my -2 index, and this is my -4 index. So it will going to give me -2, then -4, then -6, because I have started here from -2. That means I'm going to start from here. That is -2 index, and it will go up to 6 index. That means up to here. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and -7. Yes, actually it is going to up to -8. So it will give me the value at present at -2. That means this 7, then -4, then -6. So this is how tuple work, and this is very much similar with list. So let me clear the terminal. Now let's see the heterogeneous tuple. Now in line number 13, this is my, again I have created a reference called my underscore tuple 2, and this is the type tuple. So I have created a heterogeneous tuple here. This is my string, that means Bob. This is my string. Whatever element I store or I put within single quote or within double quote or within triple quote, it would consider as the string. So this is my integer, and this is my floating number, and again this is string, and this is boolean. So this is my heterogeneous. Why? Because I have used multiple data types here. So now let me print my program. A tuple. I'm going to print. So let me go to the terminal and the terminal. Error. Actually, it is showing me here because I have given a wrong name. So let me again Python tuple dot py. Now we can see Bob 97. In the same manner as we get the output for homogeneous, it is also same. So there is no difference between homogeneous and heterogeneous. It will work same for both. So now let me clear the terminal. I'm going to get the values present at 0, 1, 2, and 3 indices. So let me run. See, we can get our output in the same manner. This is my Bob, and Bob is at 0th index, and 9 is at 9 is at my first index, then 7 at second index, then 3.14 at third index. So the same manner we can also print this. Let's okay. Let me comment. This is nice. Okay, let me. Okay, so I'm going to print these lines. So let me clear the terminal. Now I'm going to print. So it will give me the element present at -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5 indices. So let me again clear the terminal, and now I'm going to using slicing part. Going to use slicing. So I'm going to print these three lines together because I have already explained this part. So I'm going to run. So for line number 29, oh, there is error. Oh, actually, I have written here 1. I didn't change it. Okay. Now I'm going to change. It will not giving me error again. So let me run. So we can see this is my first tuple I have printed. That means this is okay. Then I used my tuple 2, and I am using slicing here line number 29, so that it will give me the value present at first index, and it will give me starting from first index to then. Oh, okay. This will give me the first index first. That means Bob, not Bob. This is my 0th index. 9 is my first index. Then I have mentioned here state value 5, so it will give me this is my 1, and it will give me 9 first because it is my first index, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I didn't mention here. I need to give some other elements so that it will easily access or easy to understand. So 8, comma, false. So now let's run program the again. So now we can get this is my 9, which is my first index at present at first index. Then I have given here my stay value as 5, so it will give me the after 5. So let me count. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will give me 9. Then after 8, 9 followed by 8. And for next line, that means for line number 30, we will get the output as 8, 6, 7. Because here I have given the starting index -2. So this is my -1, this is my -2. So first 8 get printed, then step value -2. So 8, then step 2, that means 1 and 2. So it will give me 6. Then again 2, 1 and 2. So it will give me 7. Not 7 actually. Yes, 7. I have, I'm getting the output 8, 6, 7 for line number 30. Now for line number 31, I'm getting the output as 9, 6, false, because I have given here the starting index 1 and the step value as 3. So it will give me, here I need to mention 3 now. So it will give me uh, every third, actually it will be third. So select every third element starting from 0th index. But I have mentioned here 1, so I will give here 1. 1 is my starting index. So this is 1. Okay. Now it will give me starting from 1, that means this is my 9, and 1, then 1, 2, 3, that means 6, then again 1, 2, 3, that means false. So it is going to give me the slicing value. So here we are using slicing here. So after slicing, we can get the output in this form. So this is for this video. In next video, we will discuss the inbuilt function of tuples. Stay happy and healthy. Thank you very much.